When I was a kid, I couldn't have imagined that I'd be playing cricket for Australia. I couldn't have imagined I'd be walking out onto Kensington Oval or Gore Fort representing my country. I couldn't have imagined that I would travel the world playing cricket. I couldn't have imagined any of those things. I'm Ray Moxly. I'm legally blind. My sight impairment is a condition called ocular albinism. It has a number of different things, but the main issue I have is with glare. My irises, while they open and close, they actually don't filter out any light, so light pours in from everywhere. So it's an odd thing for someone with that sight condition to have a love of playing an outdoor sport, but I guess that's my option. My level of vision is classified as being just less than 660. What that means is what I see at 6 metres, someone with what's called perfect vision would see that image at 60 metres. I can't recall a specific time, but I know it would have been in relatively early childhood, probably when I was in primary school, early aspects of primary school. I guess I was a slight social outcast. I was the kid with very, very thick glasses. I had quite a severe squint, which meant that one of my eyes faced quite a different direction to the other, so it was quite clear to people that I had a vision impairment. So I was, you can dial a few things together, as well as being the whitest, shortest kid in the class. I was a bit of a target for kids to tease, and I was also always the last kid picked to do any sort of sport activity. And I guess I felt very different to other kids. I can recall quite clearly lying on my trampoline when I was a kid in the backyard, when I would have been about 7 or 8, looking up at the sky, actually look at the moon. I'd be sort of having conversations with the moon, wondering why I was different to everyone else and whether this was a big trick that was being played on me, and if when they'd stop, because I was sick of it. How blind cricket differs to traditional sighted cricket is that blind cricket's played with a different ball. We have a hard plastic ball and the ball's bowled underarm. My first experience of blind cricket was to go out to Queensland Blind Cricket Club, which is at Yeronga Park, and I wasn't very good at anything. I didn't know quite what I was doing, but it seemed like an opportunity to socialise with mates outside of school. This was the first taste I've had of playing team sport and being part of a team, and that really attracted me to play blind cricket. I've been to a lot of countries through blind cricket, which has been a real privilege. My first international trip was in 1996. I went to New Zealand, and then the next tour was to India in 2002, and in fact I would have been happy with that being it, but I've been fortunate enough to go back to India, I think, on 3 occasions. I've done a tour of Sri Lanka, I've been to Pakistan a few times, I've been to South Africa a few times, I've been to England a few times, and I've been to Barbados. So I've had a really awesome opportunity to travel through blind cricket. I went to South Africa in 2014. It really resonated with me, with the plight of the people in the Western Cape of South Africa and the hardships that they faced, and I saw the work of the charity League of Friends of the Blind. And it was on the plane on my way back that I decided that I needed to do something to help, and I set about raising funds to purchase canes and have canes donated, and so far I've taken 200 white canes across to Cape Town, so that's had a really direct impact on a lot of lives, and it's been a really fulfilling thing to do. Originally, I just did it as a social thing. I guess towards the end of my career I'm starting to reflect on what blind cricket means, and to me it's actually the only time in my life where I feel like I'm entirely normal. No one's making a special exception for me. If I'm working or studying or playing other sports, I'm aware, whether it's done very subtly or whether it's quite obvious, that people are making an exception for me or for my vision impairment. When I go out and play blind cricket, or the whole game's modified and centred around people who are vision impaired, I can compete as an absolute equal with my peers. So it's I guess it becomes you get a real feeling of self-worth out of playing that sort of endeavour. You don't feel like people are dumbing down something down just to allow you to participate. The best bit of advice I could give if I was able to talk to myself at 14, I would probably have a calming word and say that the journey you're about to go on is fantastic and it's going to be wonderful. So whatever the downs are, there are more ups and downs, and just to enjoy the ride.